Hello and welcome to another episode of The Stevo Show. This is Alan.
Hello.
This is David. You'll have met them in the past when we spoke about Star Wars and we watched the Star Wars film, and we've done Star Wars Starbucks a few times as well. And tonight we are sitting here having a gas as friends about all the things that are coming to an end this year. Obviously Toy Story 4 is the big one. Okay.
Not for me.
But what we've got is, we know that Avengers Endgame is coming. We know that Star Wars 9 is coming. And we know that winter is ending.
Winter is upon us.
Winter's here. And we're about to see the end of Game of Thrones as well. And as geeks that we are, we're pretty excited about all three of them. Some of us more than others about certain parts of it. We're going to talk about that as well. But we had a chat about this a couple of weeks ago, and we decided that we were going to kind of take a franchise each just to sort of champion for this. But pretty much, you know that we're all Star Wars fans anyway, so we're kind of champing at the bit for a Star Wars trailer, and we wanted the title and all that kind of stuff, but we'll talk about that in a wee minute. But I'm going to champion the Marvel Cinematic Universe. David is going to champion
Game of Thrones. Season 8.
Season 8, as it's on its way in a month or so. And Alan is going to talk about Star Wars, the good and the bad and the ugly.
Oh, definitely.
And what we expect after the Skywalker, this latest Skywalker trilogy finishes. Cool.
But David, you haven't seen Captain Marvel?
I've not seen Captain Marvel,
so,
but I've seen Infinity War at least twice, maybe more.
Okay, that's so we'll talk about Captain Marvel, but no spoilers.
There's no spoilers for Captain Marvel, so you don't have to turn this off either, which is a good thing. But what we do have is David has seen the trailer for Endgame though.
I have indeed.
And you have seen that Captain Marvel is in that trailer.
Oh, yes.
So we're okay to talk about that part.
Yes, that's okay.
Which doesn't give anything in the film away. And actually, even talking about Captain Marvel, I wouldn't give you the whole story, but it doesn't really need to. I thought it had to be an origin story when I went to see it last week. I thought it was going to kind of fill in some gaps about what will happen in Endgame, and it doesn't really. But it's a really, really good film on its own. Captain Marvel, very, very quick review of Captain Marvel was that I thought it was really good. I went with it being the expectations that have been pretty bad because it got slaughtered on Rotten Tomatoes by a whole load of fanboys who just went on and hadn't even seen the film and just gave it really bad ratings. And by the time I went to see it, the ratings had started to go up. The film, I think, it stands on its own. You've seen it?
I totally agree.
Yeah.
And the only reason I went to see it, I'm not big in Marvel, as you know, I've kind of lost interest, but the only reason I went to see it is because I knew we were doing this, and I thought I better just go just so I know what we're talking about. Yeah. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great. It was like a really good film.
Was I not here tonight, I'd have been going to see it.
Right, okay. Well, go and see
I
it.
chose to be instead.
Sorry.
I totally agree.
No, it's okay. I'm not blaming anyone.
I know.
So what we'll do, let's have a watch of Endgame.
Right, good.
Because there's a particular part in this, and I don't. If you're not watching if you've not watched the trailer and you don't want the trailer spoiled or any part of what the trailer tells us, then I'll tell you where to skip to in the comments. We know all the black and white stuff is
Captain America.
Well, not just
World War
Captain
II,
America, but it's all of the previous films. All the colour stuff seems to be all new footage. We see Ronan, or Hawkeye, we know that he's going to be Ronan. We see a lot of reference to Peggy Carter. Even in the other trailer, we've seen Captain America with the watch and the photograph of Peggy Carter as well. So there's something about the past, clearly. So I think that's a kind of time story type. And all scenes of
even if there's a small chance.
Scarlet Witch.
White Widow.
Scarlett Johansson, yeah. She's got different colour hair in a couple of different scenes. Different lengths of hair in a couple of different scenes.
And he's got a beard sometimes, and sometimes he's got a beard, so it's jumping by forward.
And Hawkeye's got some mad Mohican, which I was quite excited by.
So he's Ronin now.
Right.
And if you know the comic books, there's
I don't know Ronin, so what's happened?
So this is definitely a spoiler, and I don't know if you want to know this.
Alright, okay, don't tell me. I don't like the Hawkeye character.
The whole thing about this trailer is that Tony is stuck in space, but he's at the very end of this trailer.
He's on Earth again.
With Nebula's also in that suit and walking with him. So that to me is a bit of a spoiler within the trailer.
Do you know she's coming over?
Who's coming?
Nebula.
On this Captain Marvel thing.
Oh, she already came over and she was fighting against Thanos anyway, so that was fine. And that's how we leave.
That's really
That's how we leave Infinity War at the very end. Is they're the only two that have left on Titan.
Alright, okay.
So we know that they're on the ship, the Guardians of the Galaxy ship, in the trailer, and that's how he's making that message and stuff. But the way that the two trailers have shown is that he's in peril and he's never going to get back to Earth, and he's telling Pepper Potts this. But we know they must get back to Earth.
Because the new uniforms, they're all matching out.
That's not a surprise though, really, is it? I mean,
But you have to assume that we'd get back to Earth, but you'd like to have seen how it happened.
I mean, this is the thing that with Avengers, that's you kind of know how that's going to end. You kind of know that they're going to win. You know that everybody, that although Thanos wiped out half the population, you know
That's a
that
really
they're
good
going to
point you've just
win.
made. I disagree.
Really?
Yeah, because if you look at all the press stuff, every single one of the kind of main characters have already said that they're out of contract now, and that's them finished their shooting. So how do they tie that up? Do they kill them off, or do we just see them going, right, that's me finished and I'm going to retire?
But you're talking about actors. I'm talking about characters.
Aye, characters
There's a
can
difference
go,
between.
you know, because somebody else can play James Bond, do you know what I mean?
How many people have played Spider-Man?
Exactly. And the last film I won was umpteen people.
Is that the Spider-Verse one?
Have you seen that?
I've still not seen
That's
it.
a great film.
Really good,
I keep hearing really good things, but I've just not
Alright,
had a chance to go and see
tangent,
it.
let's not go down that tangent.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, Hemsworth is supposedly never playing Thor again. Evans is not playing Captain America again. Robert Downey Jr. is not playing Iron Man again. Whether that's he's already said that before though, at the end of Iron Man 3, and then he came back for all these other Avenger films and stuff. So, I think that's quite interesting.
They're obviously the kind of key players, but the Avengers are ever expanding, aren't they? The new characters coming all the time.
Yeah.
So the Avengers could go on various people.
Yeah.
Aye. So I don't think it's the end of the world, but aye, I think it could be the end of the world. That's what. It may be the end of the world if aye.
The other rumour today that's kicking about is that it's either going to be 2 hours 20 or 3 hours.
Wow. Seriously?
So it's
Infinity
a long
War was long though. Infinity War was nearly 3 hours.
Right.
So it's a long film. But I mean, I don't want to kind of second guess everything that might happen, but I think there will be quite a few characters who die permanently in this one, after they bring a whole load of the characters back who have previously
I mean,
turned to
Spider-Man is not going to be dead in the Marvel Universe forever.
Well,
I mean, there's just no chance of that.
But we've already seen the trailer for the next film, so you can go back.
I know.
But there's a bit of a spoiler in that as well, is that in that trailer he is accepting a cheque from the Stark Foundation, and the cheque is signed. It's one of them big charity cheques, and it's signed by Pepper Potts. And Jon Favreau's character,
I don't know his name.
I can't remember what his name is, the driver.
He's
in it as well, and obviously he's flirting with Aunt May and all that kind of stuff. So you see him, don't see any sign of Tony Stark. So that might be deliberate by them trying to sort of say we don't know what's going to happen.
Can we talk about what we've
Endgame.
learned from Captain Marvel without spoiling it for David and everybody else as well?
Absolutely, go for it.
Okay, Talos, right? Ben Mendelsohn's character. Right, Talos. Come on. He's shape-shifting guy.
Oh, is that his name? Ben Mendelsohn?
Yeah,
the guy from
Rogue One. Yeah,
Alright.
goodness sake. Ready Player One, same guy. He's in Batman.
Mendelsohn? I didn't think that was his son.
He's in the Dark Knight Rises as well.
Yes.
Right, okay. Talos is his name.
Okay.
Is he the same species as Thanos? Apart from they both end in os, but they've got that kind of weird lumpy chin thing going on. And I thought, have I missed something? I don't know the backstory of the comics. Is he the same species? I think he might be. Because it's that kind of chin, if you spilt your soup, it would kind of go all over the place. You know, there's wee rivers down it. You know what I mean? He's got that thing
I
going
know
on.
just what you mean.
I know.
I don't think so.
Okay, because he's got pointy ears, so I didn't think that.
Yeah.
But that chin was a bit of a giveaway. So, and plus they both ended os. But maybe that's
Thanos is a Titan.
aye.
So
He was.
So Titan had their own. But in saying that, oh no, I can't talk anymore about this because we're going to spoil the
Aye,
film.
exactly.
But oh my
Spoil for
god,
me,
that
no.
takes me in a completely different
Well, that's-
tangent with my thoughts.
I know, but you're more into Marvel than I am, but I'm watching it and I'm saying, why have they both got that weird lumpy chin thing going on?
Because we know that Thanos destroyed Titan,
Okay.
and that's what part of the problem is with that species in
The chin
Captain
problem?
Marvel is that they don't have a planet.
Alright.
Without going anywhere
No,
into
exactly.
that. But
okay, so that's one thing that crossed my mind.
however,
Okay, bring it.
without giving too much away as well, is Ronan the Destroyer, Ronan the Conan the Barbarian, or whatever his name is, Ronan, who is in Guardians of the Galaxy, first one, blue guy with a kind of weird headdress.
Okay.
So he's obviously in Captain Marvel as well.
Do you know I didn't pick up on that, right? Okay. Alright. Hang on, so that's not Hawkeye, is it? What are you talking-
No, that's a different Ronan.
Oh,
Spelled
so that's just
slightly
what-
different
ah,
as
you
well.
confused
So there's
me.
a Ronan and a Ronin.
Ah, right, okay, right. I know
Um,
I know the guy talking about now.
So, and he's from Guardians of the Galaxy, so that's after Captain Marvel.
Yes, yes.
But he's one of the children of Thanos looking for the stones.
Yes.
Yeah, he was
No.
he was the kind of henchman.
Yes.
He was it was like
I know you
Thanos'.
mean,
And then he turns against
Yes,
Thanos.
aye.
Aye.
But if he, what you're saying is, if he turns against Thanos, is that because he's turned against that whole species?
Don't know. I just all I'm
We're-
just saying
we're-
is there was a bit of chingular similarity. there.
we're touching on
Chingular
We've
similarity.
gone
You can have
quite
that.
far with a little bit of chingular
I
similarity.
know.
yeah.
That's
Just
my
let it
only
jump.
connection. I know, but
Fair enough.
But you're right. I didn't expect to enjoy it. I thought it was fabulous. We get into the other thing.
Chins do run in the family, much like noses.
It's true, exactly. But it's quite a when you see it. It's a distinctive chin. You're like, that's no accident.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
Okay.
next thing. Again, no spoiler.
Sorry, I don't care.
At the
I
end of
genuinely-
Infinity
I
War,
couldn't-
right?
Couldn't care less.
At the end of Infinity War, Thanos is just like killing everybody and blowing things up. And it's just like nobody in there's nobody in the universe can possibly defeat this guy, right? And it's how can you never remedy this situation? I'll tell you how to remedy it. You make a new film with somebody you've never heard of before that's equally as powerful. And I'm just thinking it's a wee bit like
Would that be Captain Marvel by any chance?
aye,
I thought so. Well, I mean, there was a bit of a spoiler there at the end of Infinity War,
aye.
where the
He's like he
thing
starts
before-
texting her. So
giveaway.
I know. So I thought, oh goodness, is that how they solved the problem? I don't know. It seems a wee bit convenient, you know. But
That's what I expected.
Aye.
That's okay. I don't
You
mind.
okay with that? Yeah.
I don't mind going in with an expectation
I know.
of what's going to happen because it's how they get there
I know.
that's
Yeah.
the interest.
Well, we know the whole thing about Doctor Strange saying that there is only one way to fix this, so he's set that path.
Mm.
So we know that eventually everything's going to turn right, but if he was willing to sacrifice himself for that part, how many other people are going to have to sacrifice themselves to get to the next stage? I think we spoke about in the trailer about the time travel thing being a big thing, and about the fact that he keeps talking about Peggy Carter.
Mm.
Does that mean that Captain America goes back in time and just changes everything
well,
to a
again,
time where he can?
no spoilers, but time travel comes into Captain Marvel as well, to some extent.
Well, I don't think there was anything particularly in the film that makes me think about time travel, but maybe it does.
See,
But Samuel L. Jackson in a press junket for Captain Marvel did say that Captain Marvel can time travel. He confirmed that in a
well, it
press
looks that way to
junket.
me. I was watching it. The film, it kind of unfolds backwards. It's a bit like Memento, I thought. You know, because it starts off and you're like, what's going on here? The first 20 minutes I was like, I've got no clue what's happening here. And then half an hour in, you're like, alright. And then an hour in, you're alright. And then by the end, it's just all makes sense. It's really clever. But it's a lot like Memento, I thought, in that respect.
Yeah.
But, so the timeline's jumping back and forth, but it's not. You're not sure whether it's a recollection or whether you're actually jumping back and forth. You know, and if you take it that you're actually jumping back and forth, then time travel is a factor. But it might just be memories. You didn't take it that way, no?
Yeah, I never took it as a time travel. I took it that they were memories that had been scrubbed, and that she was
getting them
starting to get
gradually.
them back. Yeah,
Right, okay.
That's how.
That's because I came away thinking there was time travel involved, and I thought, well, this is obviously just going to rewind everything in Infinity War.
Yeah,
But I guess not.
but
I tell you, you mentioned Samuel L. Jackson. Sorry, you're not in this conversation.
That's fine. No,
Just
I've
pitch in with some
just not
rubbish.
seen it.
I know.
I was trying to do it. It's fine. No, I'm fascinated. I wish I'd seen it. I really. I want to. I'm just going to see it now.
It's fine, we'll just talk for a couple of hours. Samuel L. Jackson is like de-aged in this film,
Yeah.
and we've seen that done before with Brad Pitt and various other people. It's never very good, but it's absolutely flawless. Do you think so?
Yeah.
Completely flawless.
so they spoke about. I heard an interview about the guy who did his sort of fitness regime
Yeah.
to get him to be able to do the stunts and run about and all that kind of stuff. Because he's 75, 76. something like that.
He's amazing. Though, depending on how he wears his hair, he can look any age.
And what this guy had said is, we had to make Samuel L. Jackson the same age as he was when he filmed Pulp Fiction.
Oh.
And when you think of it that way, you go, oh, he was quite young at the point.
I know.
That's pretty crazy. So that's how far back. That's where the film set.
25 years ago.
Yeah.
I get set in the mid-90s.
Right.
Yeah. But okay, right. Let's jump off Captain Marvel because
I've never said this though. I need to say it. My eldest son was in Infinity War.
Oh.
There you go. There's a bombshell for you. So he does a bit of extras work, and he had initially it was 27 nights in Edinburgh, right, filming for it. Got paid a lot of money. Ended up coming away about $2,500 for they cut it down to I think 16 night shifts.
All right.
And I went to see it at the midnight showing with him, full of anticipation. There's not a single extra in any of the Edinburgh scenes anywhere. Up Coburn Street or down the Royal Mile or in Waverley Station.
Is there
no
not
extras.
one extra?
There's one bit where they're in a
just
in a
beside the
kebab shop.
Aye. And there's somebody at the top of the hill, I think.
It's not him.
Street.
It's not him. He was at the other end of Coburn Street.
That's crazy, isn't it?
But what he got to see was a lot of how they did it, and it was pretty awesome. Like foam cobbles that they put out for throwing people down on. It's really clever stuff. But he wasn't actually in it, but he did get paid by Disney.
Wow.
Through Marvel.
But what an extravagance though, recruiting all these people and then feeding them and then paying them for days and days and days and then just don't bother.
And that
food
clip
was
is
awesome.
actually very, very short in the film as well. I mean, the
5 minutes to Edinburgh,
that sequence.
5 minutes to Edinburgh. And it took them, I don't know, 3-4 weeks to film. He was there for, I think, 16 nights.
Yeah.
He came away with $2,500. He was one of about 25 extras.
Yeah.
When you think about the money that's just wasted, there's no expense spared on these films. It's astonishing. You just don't think about it.
Yeah.
Like that. You don't realise it. I was gutted that he wasn't in it. Name didn't even appear in the titles.
Right.
Because vicariously, that would feel like me. Wasn't to be.
So,
Quite me fame.
but okay, so we're still on Marvel though.
Yeah.
Let's throw some predictions around how it's going to end.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
So, I think, because I keep showing the whole Peggy Carter thing, I think that Captain America goes back in time in some way. To maybe even as far back as the end of the Second World War, from the original Captain America film, where the Red Skull has the Tesseract at that stage.
Yep.
Does he just destroy it?
And
if
then,
you destroy that Tesseract and that's one of the Infinity Stones.
yeah.
Does it completely reverse everything that would have happened after that? Is it a Bobby Ewing and dance?
So
The whole Marvel universe
so it
goes
just-
back to 1945.
It just undoes like 23 films or whatever.
Well, I suppose that's a way of.
6 TV series.
I suppose that's a way of restarting the whole Stark industry and all that kind of stuff as well, because
Because
changed.
his dad, Tony Stark's dad's in the original Captain America.
They have
Yeah.
cancelled all the Netflix series. They've cancelled
Yeah.
Jessica Jones. They've
No,
cancelled
but it's
Daredevil.
because
I
Disney
know.
bought Marvel and Disney are starting their own Netflix.
Yeah, no, I get that. I'm just saying that would also
Aye, definitely.
cancel all that.
I know. I mean, some aspects of that I'm quite excited about because of all the Marvel films, as I say, I'm just at saturation point. After about 16 or whatever, I'm just like, enough. But my favourite one, up until I saw Captain Marvel,
Captain Marvel's now your favourite?
it's my second favourite.
Wow, okay.
My favourite of this MCU is the original Captain America. I think that's great, and I love all the stuff, all the kind of the patriotic stuff. We're going to.
That's an interesting point though, because the first time I seen that Captain America film, I thought it was rubbish.
And
thought
repeat viewings.
Repeat viewings is amazing.
I love
after
it.
after
Absolutely
all
love it.
those things are filled in, because it was probably my first introduction to that part of the MCU, and I didn't really. I'll admit I wasn't a comic book fan before. I am now, but I wasn't at the time. And I didn't really know much of the story. I just knew he was this hero, and I didn't really know how it came about. But the fact that watching all those other films that have came after that, and you go back to it now, I sit and watch it and love it. But I didn't like it at the time. I thought it was really boring at the time.
I just love the historical. You know the big song and dance when he goes on tour?
Yeah.
I love that, but I think
Absolutely.
it's so good, and the song that he sings is brilliant.
I thought Thor was really good. That would probably be my
First one,
my favourite. I think a lot
Ragnarok is amazing as well.
I must admit, I haven't seen
That's
Ragnarok.
funny.
That is hilarious. That's one of the
You've both
films.
recommended it to me, and I
really
should
good.
watch it.
I also like both Ant-Man films. I thought they were great.
genius.
Yeah, very funny.
I've
But
not seen the second
Paul
one.
Rudd's brilliant. I've not seen Paul Rudd do anything that I didn't like him in.
Yeah.
And Ant-Man is really good. Ant-Man and the Wasp is okay, but maybe it's those the original films. It's these background stories that are maybe really engaging.
Yeah.
I think they stand up better because it's a character.
It's even the same with Iron Man. Even the first Iron Man film.
It's great. All the
Which-
bits
Iron Man
are
3
good.
is great as well. Iron Man 2 gets a lot of bad press, but I quite like that.
Is that the one with Mickey Rourke smashing up Formula
Yeah.
1 cars? No, I didn't like that one.
Yeah.
It's okay, but
Iron Man
the
3,
AC/DC soundtrack, I like that.
yeah, Iron Man 3 I thought was really good as well. It's the my favourite part of that is when Gwyneth Paltrow, Pepper Potts, gets the suit on her when the house is collapsing.
right,
I just thought that whole sequence was
I
just
forgot about
fantastic.
that.
You don't know, you expect him to be getting. I think he's using the wrist thing.
He's
or
using
whatever.
the
You expect
remote
him to be
and
getting
he
the
dresses
suit
her.
on,
Aye.
and he completely covers her in the suit
Aye.
and protects her. And I thought that's just awesome. It's just a
Aye,
great wee
I
twist.
did-
in
it was good.
it. Black Panther, didn't like it in the first watch. Watched it a couple of times after. Love it.
Aye. I
Really
thought
came into its own as
I thought
well.
it was
But
good.
Just
I have to go off piece deal though. Never a Best Picture nominee. Seriously?
I don't think it was a.
there's a political thing going
I
on
think-
there.
think so,
I
aye.
think there's a massive political thing going on there. You think about the criticism that's been
Yeah.
aimed at the Oscars over the last
they're too
10 or
white.
20 years. Aye, they're too white.
Aye,
And there's the most successful black film.
Aye.
It's not a black
Yeah.
I know.
of all time.
I know.
And a black superhero.
Exactly.
And,
So I think they just went, that's the blackest one.
it's a political thing.
I know.
Which is BS.
Aye.
Which is a shame that in a year
I
that
think it's
actually
good,
had
but-
two fantastic race-relating films.
Yeah,
In the
Beale
Oscars.
Street Could Talk. You seen that?
I've not seen. Oh, actually, 3. Sorry, I forgot
Beale
that
Street
one.
Could Talk.
But,
It's wonderful.
But Green Book,
I know you liked it. I wasn't fond. Mm.
loved it.
Aye. You seen it? Green Book?
No.
And
It won Best Picture, but
Black Klansman,
I thought it was great as well.
fantastic film.
Aye.
Very, very funny until you get to the very end, and
Aye.
it's the reality of what is actually going on now.
Aye, totally.
And that was just completely, that blew me away because
Aye.
I thought, I sat here laughing, thinking this is a total joke about what happened in the 70s, 80s.
I know, and it's totally
And then
melting
you look
into
at it and you think, oh my god, that's a real awakening of what is going on at the moment. But yeah,
But yeah, these films were all great. Black Panther, much as I enjoyed it, I didn't think it was anywhere near any of these, so I was a wee bit...
yeah, it held its own within the Marvel
Yes. I
universe,
agree. Aye.
but I would agree if none of the other Marvel kind of blockbuster type films are being considered, why did that suddenly get a shoe in for?
Sci-fi is hardly ever considered.
Yeah, that's the bit I can understand. But and I'm a fan of the Oscars as well, and as a fan of the Oscars, I don't really mind that category doesn't really hit there.
Aye.
The other, I mean, if we were going to criticise the Oscars, I think stuntmen and stuntwomen should be actually given their own award as well, and they're not recognised.
I know.
And that's a huge part of that industry.
Aye, it's true. Aye.
And they're never given any recognition at all.
But that kind of aspect of filmmaking is dying because more and more they just computer
CGI,
generate
yeah.
things, and that's why, films like Chris Nolan films and stuff. I just recently rewatched the 3 excellent Batman movies, and it's like proper stunts. You know the bit in the third one where the stadium collapses and all that,
Yeah.
and they actually collapse the stadium. You're just in awe watching that because you know it's real.
Apart from Tom Cruise, who does all his own stunts.
Fair play to Tom Cruise as well. He
Yeah.
does do all his own stuff.
And actually, you're saying it's a dying art. It's not really, because they're maybe not taking as massive life risks. But the good thing about the Marvel movies in comparison to a lot of the DC movies, which we might even touch on, is that I think the DC movies is all CGI fights.
Aye.
And looks extremely false, and people are
I know.
hitting one punch and they're flying through buildings, and that's all it is. It's just a cartoon of someone flying through and making holes in the wall.
Right.
The Marvel fights, they're trained and they're given. I mean, did you see what Brie Larson went through for
I've not watched any
Captain
making of
Marvel?
it,
I mean,
but she was ripped. I could tell that she worked
absolutely.
it,
I
aye.
mean, she can
Aye.
do things that like major athletes are
Aye.
kind of trained to do. So I think there is a kind of recognition needed for the people who are doing that
I know.
training and the sort of the stand-ins and stuff that are doing all that.
But DC, for me, I've always preferred DC to Marvel. But to be honest, I've always just
From
preferred-
a storytelling point of view.
Aye. I've just always preferred Batman to
Batman.
everything.
It's just Batman.
Because it's like Wonder Woman, Superman, take them or leave them. But Batman is just brilliant.
Batman.
And so, how could you, after 3 magnificent Batman films, probably like for me the best superhero films ever,
Yeah.
how could you rewind to a point that the Ben Affleck ones that are just nonsense? You know, I just completely lost the plot. It's
Haven't seen them.
haven't-
Didn't watch Batman vs
I
Superman.
watched the first one and I turned it off halfway
Didn't watch
through.
it. I agree entirely. Chris Nolan did such an amazing job.
I know. That was
in
just
that
like
trilogy.
the pinnacle of hero movies for me. The first couple of Superman films, Christopher Reeve ones, I think they're good as well.
Back in the day.
Oh, aye.
I was thinking that when you were talking about the time travel
Yeah.
possibilities.
Aye, going
for
around the world
Endgame. I was
the wrong
thinking
way.
that Superman did that
I know.
at the end of the 1977 Superman.
I know he's on. Just
Winds the whole world
backwards, because that.
Apparently that doesn't work.
No!
It wouldn't work. Apparently it wouldn't work.
So I think that's going to be the only way to do it. Is Captain America will do some sort of time travel, and kind of tie it up. But and Bobby Ewan will appear in a shower.
It sounds a bit like that.
And
So you think they might obliterate all these previous films and just start from scratch with a new cast?
well, it's the way of the comic book, really. If you think about it, I mean, the amount of versions of these characters that have been written, so they could do that.
Is that frustrating? Is that dissatisfying as a fan when they just hit that reset button? I mean, they did it all the time in Star Trek, and it got to the point where, what have I just been watching for the last... That was only a 45-minute investment.
Yeah.
This is a 25-film investment. How annoyed would you be? Or do you go, actually, I was entertained for all that time?
Did you enjoy Michael Keaton as Batman?
I did enjoy Michael Keaton's Batman. I thought Michael Keaton was a reasonably
Christian
good
Bale
Batman.
as Batman?
I loved Christian Bale as
That was
Batman.
a reboot.
That's a different thing.
Right.
That's a
It's
different
the
thing from a
same
reset.
character, though.
But a reboot is different from a reset. A reboot acknowledges what went before. A reset says, "Oh, we were only kidding."
Yeah, I suppose.
And I don't know. There's something.
I suppose. Yeah.
I mean, I
see what
think
you
you can get away with it sometimes. But if you've invested, I'm actually just putting the question out there. If you're a fan of that and you've invested all that time, and they just go, "Ha," that's a wee bit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Was that all just a way? But maybe not. Maybe you can just appreciate the stories. I suppose that's what it's all about. The stories, the acting, the scripts, the...
To some extent with James Bond. Because Casino Royale is meant to be...
It's
an origin story.
It's a reboot.
But it was forgivable the way they did it, because between Casino Royale and Spectre, you're meant to assume that Octopussy and Goldfinger and all these things have happened.
No.
Do you not think so, Jake?
No, I don't think so at all. No.
Do you
I think so
think-
because
What in the Daniel Craig?
Oh, yeah.
universe? Oh, I didn't get that. So
No.
I'd never taken
No,
that.
I think it's a reboot. It's much more. I'm a big James Bond fan.
I was all
I've read
right,
all the books and stuff, and it's much more that the character is much more the character in the books.
Aye.
He's the drinking and
some of these
the
behaviours pretty...
the gritty
Aye.
kind of not like the Roger Moore smooth cracking jokes.
nothing like that.
Were a bit off topic.
Such a kind of bare knuckle fighting type.
So you think when...
I love that
Aye.
part of Casino Royale.
And
It's
Casino
right,
Royale,
it's
it's
so
brutal.
at times,
It has a real kind of gritty nature to it. And what he does immediately after that is he goes and pours himself a very, very large whiskey and downs that and tries to get himself sorted out.
Yeah.
There's that and the bit where she's in the shower and he goes in and he just sits down with her in the shower. It's a small scene, but it says something that's kind of very real.
Yeah.
About anyway,
And even when he returns to Skyfall and stuff as well, I think that's a... I don't think we've ever seen that kind of personal
that's right.
story of Bond before. I thought that was amazing that they kind of touched on that, because it's all been sort of a caricature before, I think.
Aye.
But on Her Majesty's Secret Service is a bit of that, because everybody, this is
Yeah.
that one because it wasn't
I
so
love
fun.
that.
That's
as well.
the exception. I think that's the best. I love it.
Of all of them.
I love her.
I love that
I think.
film.
And Diana Rigg.
Aye, she was
And that's-
lovely. But there's another time you saw him really hot.
Yes, because
Aye.
Princess Consuelo, whatever her
Aye.
name is, he loved her. That's really clear in the books.
Aye.
I mean, he was set up for life,
Yeah.
and they did the same thing in Casino Royale with Vesper.
Aye.
I mean, that was going to be
Yeah.
his love, and you can see why at the back of that he's got that cynical, hard, using women. We're right off topic.
No, but the reason
We're not though, because Diana Rigg is in Game of Thrones!
Nice,
genius.
nice segue.
But-
Or at least she was.
Spoiler!
But hang on, the reason I brought up James Bond is because I wanted to know if that was a reboot or a reset.
I'd say that's
Right.
a reboot.
That's a reboot.
Yes.
Okay.
Right,
Because it
so
doesn't.
it's-
It doesn't
it's something
suggest.
that's guilty, yeah.
It doesn't suggest all of the stuff that happened before didn't really happen.
Yeah.
It's all we've just go back to
Aye.
before that happened.
Yeah.
It's just I think it's quite a lazy way of dealing with it.
Aye.
I would rather see Captain Marvel. So he's got these Infinity Stones. He can do anything. So can he because
Captain
he's
Marvel's a
under
woman.
pressure. So no, I mean Thanos.
Starting with Thanos.
If he's got all that power, can he use that? Not to reset, but to
Yeah.
but to
Well,
restore.
that's, yeah, because there is a
I
not
don't
a jump on the gun. This might be your theory, so I'm sorry if I'm bringing that out. But the other thing that I did read, and I've got sort of thought myself as well, is that because he had to kill Gamora and the sort of torment that's given him, does he use the time stone to go back and gives back the soul stone so that she is
Gamora's his
alive
daughter,
again?
isn't she? I forgot.
Gamora's, yeah.
Adopted.
Adopted, right, okay. I remember he loved her very much. So I forgot he did.
He steals her, pretty much,
Oh, aye. That's
from
right.
her.
And makes her watch him wiping out all her people.
Yeah.
It's pretty brutal.
Well, actually, he doesn't make her watch it. He gives her that knife, and she goes to watch, and he turns her head away.
Yeah.
So actually, at that point, he's showing some sort of care for
Compassion.
her.
Oh, that's an interesting question. But is Thanos, because I mean, for his values, what he's doing isn't wrong. I mean, he thinks he's doing a good thing for the
Yeah.
universe because it's overpopulated.
Yeah.
It's twisted and corrupt. But is he really bad? Is it out of compassion? It's not. Is he evil? I don't know. It's not.
Biblical parallels there.
Well,
Think?
wow. I don't know.
I think
What are you
so,
asking me
I'm
for?
fine.
I'm just a pastor.
I thought you might go down in Noah's route.
Oh, that's a whole different.
Oh,
that was
right, that's another
that was-
episode.
I mean, if you want the sermon, I can do the sermon.
Nah, save it, save it. I was just curious if that's what you were saying because...
No, it's not. But
Okay, that's fine.
Took a real twist there. Is it? Okay,
that wasn't
so-
my fault.
It's me, sorry, I've just done it.
Right, so back on to the Marvel. What's your prediction?
I'm with David, I honestly don't know. And I'm kind of past caring about Marvel until I saw Captain Marvel the other day and now I care again. So
Okay.
it's kind of reinvigorated.
They've done a good job then.
They've done a good job because I was
Re-engaged the fans.
re-engaged.
Mm.
And I think that's what I needed very much. So it's only in the past couple of days since I've seen Captain Marvel. I'm like, do you know what? Actually, I care. But I don't think I care about Iron Man. I don't think I care about Hulk. I don't think I care about Black Widow or anyone else. I care about Captain Marvel because this
Hulk.
film is so good.
I love the Hulk.
I like the Hulk. You can talk about which Hulk you
I
love.
love the Hulk. I think the Hulk films in the MCU are really underrated. Actually, I think they're the ones that have the least love. And actually, I think there's something
Because they
really,
rebooted
really
it
good
almost
in
immediately.
yeah.
The Eric Bana was the first one, and then they rebooted it
Aye.
with Edward Norton, wasn't it?
Yep.
I get the two of them mixed up because
I think it was that one. It's the rebooted one. I think is very good. I think it's
Edward
much
Norton.
better than I think it's much better.
there
than
hasn't been a
it's-
standalone
Pitiful.
Mark Ruffalo one, though, has there? Everyone has missed
no.
it.
I suppose that's a contractual problem that they have with the actual character of the Hulk.
Oh, seriously? Is
So
it one of
that's
these ones
even
that the rights-
Ragnarok was made with the Hulk as such a prominent character in it because they couldn't make a Hulk movie. They can make other films with the Hulk in it,
Aye.
but they can't,
They can't
Call
call
it
it
film.
the Hulk.
Because it's
or-
a bit of a raw deal for Mark Ruffalo because he's a great actor.
yeah.
So that's a bummer.
So and there's rumours that this might
Needs to
be
be
his
in the
last.
Avengers. It's not that bad.
He wants his own film.
Rumours that this might be his last outing as the Hulk as well.
Oh, no.
In Endgame.
See, it
Possibly.
isn't so.
So I don't know.
Aye. I think he's a great actor, but I must admit, this incarnation of Hulk I'm not awfully fond of. I'm still very fond of Lou Ferrigno from way back in the day. It still crops up in like ITV4 in the middle afternoon. If you
Does
know.
it?
It's that
I've never
piano.
noticed.
It's just that piano music.
Never noticed.
I'm going to
That's so
try and get
sad.
that in the video.
That's so
I don't know.
You can overdub it. Oh, there it is now. How did you do that?
Oh, it's breaking my heart already.
Actually,
It's just when he's walking down the
I'm
road.
listening for it, but I think YouTube copyright.
Oh no, we'll just say something
maybe,
similar.
maybe saying that I'm not allowed to use it. Yeah.
Okay. I know, but at the end of every episode,
It
it's
might
like
sound a bit like it. It might be me playing it badly.
when you're Casio. But he's always walking away like little Slobo. My work here is
Yeah.
done, and you're
Oh,
just like,
what's
no, Bruce, no, David. It was David Banner on the show. It wasn't called Bruce for some reason.
Again, I think that's a
There's a theory about
copyright.
that.
It's a copyright reason, isn't it?
Is it really? Oh, I'm not
I think
sure.
it might be.
It's just crazy.
I know. Anyway, I loved it. Even though the Hulk's nowhere near big enough, it's just.
Never mind that. Why did the little hobo not turn green and get big? That's a different
I'm very
conversation.
confused
Yeah, that's a different conversation altogether. Right, okay.
We're
Right,
moving
so,
on. So Diana Rigg was in James Bond, and James Bond's a bit like Marvel, and Diana Rigg is also in Game of Thrones.
She is. She was.
she was.
Seamless.
Right up
So,
to the-
do we want to watch Game of Thrones trailer quickly just to catch up on?
Oh, let's.
Okay, let's watch it. So if people watching this at home, it'll just appear really quickly and go. Blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Okay.
Right,
So,
I'll summon it.
You sit up.
So good. Stephen, how can you be excited about Avengers after watching that? Honestly, it's not in the same league.
Well, don't get me wrong, I am extremely excited about this. So much so that today I put in for a holiday on the 20th of May, which is the day after the last episode.
So you can watch it
So
at
I'm
midnight?
watching it live, and we're having a bit of a
Watching it
soiree
live? Aye.
with my. I don't know if Sharon is going to manage to get it off because she's a teacher, but my middle daughter and her partner have both taken holiday as well, so we're definitely watching the three of us together. There might be more people, I don't know. But
So when you say watching it live, what do you mean?
well,
It
it's
is
a
a watch of
simulcast. No, but a simulcast of that episode with the American
Right.
time, but it's 2 a.m. here
What are you watching that on?
Sky.
Oh, I don't have Sky. I need to get Sky.
I don't have Sky either, but I'm going to be buying a Now TV pass.
Oh,
on
yeah,
the time.
So
I'll
is that how to do it?
Yeah.
Because
Now TV.
that's a question I need to ask you.
Now TV pass will allow you to what you probably need to pay for 2 months or whatever
Okay.
to cover the whole time.
Uh-huh.
But you can do
Now,
that.
the next question is, can you record it?
No, but when it's on Now TV, it's there forever. It's a streaming thing.
It's a streaming thing.
Oh,
so
so
Now
it's
TV
like
is just a
Netflix.
streaming service. Yeah.
I'm not
So you can watch
endorsing
it
Now TV.
anytime. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Other streaming services are available, but they don't have Game of
I know
Thrones.
exactly. So forget them.
Yeah.
So that'll work. All right, I'll just do that then.
Yeah, that's how I'm going to watch
Just
it.
do that.
Is just a Now TV pass and stream it when it's on. I'm also thinking for the other episodes as they're on TV, I might just get up at 5 in the morning. I'm terrible at getting up in the morning, but I'm willing to get up at 5 every Monday morning, watch the episode before I go to my work.
Yeah, I would do that.
Because if I don't and I go in and someone else has watched
know,
it
it's
and they
like
start
that.
talking about it, I'm going to punch them. I really don't want to be violent at work. But
It would be worth it though.
yeah,
They wouldn't do it again.
exactly. We'll do it the first week, maybe not the second. But yeah, so I've already. I think that's sort of evident that I'm really excited about it. That I've taken a holiday. I'm not taking a holiday for Endgame.
Nah.
I might, but I've not.
I know. I'm particularly excited about Game of Thrones, I must say. Well, obviously, we all love Star Wars, and I'm advocating Star Wars here, but I think at this moment in time, I'm probably more excited about Game of Thrones.
I think that the thing is that anything can happen.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've no idea. You can
I know.
theorise as much as you want.
That's the beauty, though, because Star Wars, you're like, good's going to triumph.
But we've no idea with this. I mean, I know what I'd like. to
Okay,
happen.
bro, we'll bring it. What would you like?
What I'd like to happen is I'd like. Cersei's got to go. She's too evil.
No, I've got
Well,
to.
okay, well,
No, we'll get to you.
But, what I'd like, because I'm a happy ending kind of guy.
Aye, well,
So-
Game of Thrones isn't that.
Well, it's
never
not been
been
up
that,
to now,
has it,
that's
really?
true, it's never been. But I live in hope. I mean, you know what, maybe I don't even really care. You know what I love about Game of Thrones? It's those things that are absolutely breathtaking.
Yes.
That you see that you don't expect to happen. When the sect came down at the end of season 6, is that can we do spoil? I would. If you've not seen it by now, it was 2 years ago.
Say what you watched
Go for
this one.
yourself.
Yeah.
Stop watching this. Go and watch Game of Thrones.
It was breathtaking. It was completely unexpected.
And she was so cold.
Totally.
Cersei's just
Totally.
she's watching for the window with a glass of wine.
and at the same time, Tommen jumps out the window.
Aye.
It's shocking.
Yeah.
It was shocking in season 7 when the dragon was killed. I mean, you don't expect that to happen.
Yeah.
And so I've been rewatching season 7. At the end of the episode when the Night King turns the dragon, and the blue eye opens, it is.
I know.
You feel it.
Yeah.
You feel because you're so bought into it. That's what excites me. That anything could happen. I want to see Daenerys and Jon Snow and the whole. It's a song of ice and fire. It's ice and fire brought together. It was always going to be that. I think. And because I love happy endings, that I want that to be the happy ending. I want it to be a 1,000-year reign of united houses.
There's a question for you though, right? So, ice and fire doesn't necessarily mean Jon Snow.
Because he's fire. We found out he is fire.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that's true.
So,
He is
is there a
ice and
negotiation with the Night King to bring ice and
This
fire
is
together?
what I'm thinking. Can I tell you my theory?
Fire away.
Okay. So the White Walkers, the Army of the Dead, they've been above the wall, north of the wall, for thousands of years. They actually said that, thousands of years. And they've always said,
Well, going back to the first men. And the Children of the Forest.
Okay, so at this moment in time, why have they decided now to breach the wall and come? So what are they after? Okay, why now?
Because they can. They've got a dragon.
So do you think they were waiting? One of these days, a dragon's going to come up here. One of these days, somebody's going to give Daenerys eggs, and then after however many years they'll grow up, then for whatever reason they'll come here, and we'll just stand here by this lake, frozen lake, and when a dragon goes over it, I'll spear it, and then we'll have a zombie dragon, then we can go over the wall.
But that's not how stories work, Alan. Stories are at a point in time.
I know, exactly. So that's not why I think they're coming now.
Okay.
You think it's only because they could?
Well, because this is the story that he's telling
Exactly.
of when they did it.
I think they've got an agenda. Right, it's with you. Do you remember Little Sam? Sam and Gilly.
Mm-hmm.
Now she was a mother by her father. It was a whole horrible story.
Mm-hmm.
And all the boy children were being given to the White Walkers as a sacrifice. Now they ushered him away, and it was so basically the Night King has been cheated out of something, right? So I think they're coming to reclaim Little Sam, right? And also, I think they're coming to. I think the Night King wants a Night Queen, right? And I think Cersei is going to end up on the Iron Throne. I think she will win, but not in the way you think. I think she'll be on the Iron Throne as the Queen of the Night King, so she'll be a white zombie type Cersei. I think she'll get what she wants. She'll rule the Iron Kingdom forever, but she'll be a zombified version.
So the White Walkers win
Yes.
the whole thing then?
Yep. I think Cersei wins, but she's not. She doesn't win as Cersei. She wins as the bride.
So season 1, episode 1, Cersei. There's a line that Cersei says, which has stuck with me forever. She says, "When you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die," and I thought it was a brilliant line.
So in my theory, she wins and she dies.
Yeah, that's where I was going. Thanks.
Sorry,
That's okay.
rewind that bit.
That's
So
okay.
what's your theory? What did she
No,
say?
it's your theory. It's your theory. I always think with these things, there are things that they put in place, and George R. R. Martin's smart enough to do that. They've been in place since maybe page 1 of Song of Ice and Fire, and the denouement will bring all of that. So maybe you're right. I don't like that. I'll be very upset.
But think about it. It qualifies what you said. I mean, blowing up the Sept and all that. Cersei wants to sit on that throne at all costs. She'll kill her own children if she needs to. Well, she didn't kill her own children, but she'll kill.
See, if there's one thing about Cersei, she seems to really love her kids.
She does. Okay, she didn't kill Tommen, but effectively she drove him to
and she's really pleased that she's pregnant.
Clearly.
Again, even though it's her brother.
I know, exactly.
Yeah.
Is she pregnant though?
She says. She
actually says.
And she holds her tummy.
She said that, but is she pregnant?
And Jamie's all pleased.
Is that not a way of just trying to get Tyrion
manipulating
on?
Jamie?
It was Tyrion that she was.
No,
she tells Jamie.
Season 7. She tells Jamie in about episode 6.
Exactly. But what I was going to say, can I finish this?
Can I just say one wee thing? Okay. Because you've just made me think about something else. Because of what your theory is,
right.
And it's something that came up in the trailer there.
Bring it.
Is that Jamie says, "I swore to fight for the living."
Yeah.
I know.
Does that mean that he would slay his own sister if she's
sister, lover, whatever?
Dead?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Totally. And also, what I was going to say. She wants to sit in that Iron Throne. Oh gosh, she'll kill anybody. Doesn't care. She just wants to sit in the throne. So she gets what she wants, but at such a cost that she effectively gives her own life, and she's a zombified version.
But that can't be the end. That would trouble me.
Think so?
Well, here's the other thing that I'm quite late to this whole party. So I watched all the first 6 seasons the year that season 7 came out. I hadn't watched it before.
Mm-hmm.
So I binge watched it. So there's a lot of people who probably don't like me for doing that and then say that I can't be a fan and all that kind of stuff because I came to it so late. But I know there's one particular person that might watch this actually and they'll be shouting at
they're switching off
wrong.
Yeah, is that? Yep, that's exactly. You're not a real fan.
Well, that's a real. That's what I can't. No, okay,
because I came so late. Anyway, so I watched all 6 seasons. Guys in work had been watching it and I just never gave it a chance. So when I started to watch it, I started speaking to them about different theories and stuff that I had. And one of the theories that they'd come up with, my boss had actually read the books as well. And there's a lot more detail in it about Bran. And there is a huge theory that Bran is the Night King.
Yeah.
I used to buy that. But you actually see the Night King being formed. You see him hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago. The wee elfy people that live in the forest. You see them making him, and it's not Bran.
The other weird thing about that is when you see them making him, they're making him with dragon glass. Are they not? That's dragon glass they put in his chest
To make him.
which makes him. But it's dragon glass that they can kill him. So there's something not right there somewhere. There's something not right in that whole scenario. But in the first season, when Bran is after he's been crippled, and he's lying in the bed, and he's sort of nanny type is sitting knitting and telling him stories. One of them is about Bran the Builder or something like that.
I've heard that.
And he's the person who built the wall. So the fact he's a warg and that he can see, and he's almost kind of travelling in time in his thoughts. Can he be Bran the Builder? Did he build the wall in the first place? Has he always existed, is what I mean?
So let's clarify, what are the forest people called? I forget the name.
Children of the
Children of the Forest, right. They created the Night King and Maria collection to protect themselves and the forest, all the sacred trees from the first men who were coming and chopping things down. So they created somebody who would annihilate humans. That's what I took to be on their behalf. Yes, no?
Maybe. I don't know.
Why did you think they made them? I thought that's what was going to...
I don't know. Hadn't really thought about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it does explain that,
Aye.
and I think that is something to do with it's something to do with the destruction of their world by man.
So is the Night King just serving a purpose whereby I've been programmed to destroy all humans and I've been waiting for a chance to get by that wall, and now here it is, I'm just going to kill them all? Is it a dull point of why is he coming over the wall? That's basically what I'm getting at. He needs some kind of agenda. I think he's coming after his wee boy.
That's interesting.
Yeah. You don't buy that, Wilson?
I hadn't thought about it.
What are
to
his
be honest.
motives?
I think there are key people, and I think you're right. I think Bran is absolutely key as the three-eyed raven. I mean, it's a big jump to take a person and give them that much power. There must be some reason for that. I think the Sam and Gilly thing, Sam has been key all through it. Sam is the first person who ever killed a White Walker.
Oh, yeah.
Sam discovered the dragon glass. Sam can do amazing things, and he's so unassuming. And he's like the ultimate sidekick. He's not even seen Jon Snow for 6 seasons, but he's right there with him all the time. It's really struck me watching it again. So I think Sam and Gilly.
Was that how many seasons he's not seen him? Really?
Something like that, yeah.
It's been a long while.
Since he set them away from the wall, maybe that was season 3, season 2, season. I don't know. I can't remember. It's a long time.
It's years in the story anyway.
It's a long time since Jon Snow's been on the wall.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, you saw the wee boy is now a toddler. You know, so I can only be about 2 years now, because he was a baby when they stole him.
Anyway, but they must be key. I think they're key. Certainly, I think Sam's key. The stuff that he's.
I think Gilly is as well.
And he's incredibly brave. Sam is really brave.
Yeah.
And unassuming, but he's fearless.
Right. But Gilly's, you kind of, when you first met her, you thought she was a wee bit dim. You know,
she's not dim.
She's not dim at all. No. But she's the one. She's cracking all these ancient riddles because she's just learning to read, and she's reading these massive tomes.
And
like,
asking the key question.
For something. Ooh.
Yeah.
I think she's got a bigger part to play.
Yeah.
Aye.
Absolutely.
And you're talking about the bravery of Sam and as well, but that's in season 7. We see more of his dad and his brother, and about their bravery and about their loyalty and about their sort of they are great warriors and stuff as well.
Yeah,
so
his dad was
he was a horrible man as well. But
a bad dad to Sam.
Yeah.
Didn't deserve that.
You saw him and his brother get toasted.
That's right. Yeah.
Because they said this is the end of a great house, but they've obviously forgotten that Sam's still knocking about.
It's not the end of a great house. But they had no regard for Sam. I mean, that was...
Also, their assumption is that Sam is the part of the Night's Watching.
He's
no claim in the house name anymore. So. But yeah, interesting.
How do you think it's going to end, Steve? Or how would you like it to end? It's not how that theory's not how I like it to end, but I think that's how it will end.
I'm an idealist.
I'd never thought of that before, but it is a really, really good point. The sort of clues that we've been given throughout other seasons as well is obviously Cersei, the one where you see her as a young girl and the person's giving her prediction of her future and all that kind of stuff, and how one of her brothers or her brother will kill her. Doesn't tell you which one, and everybody seems to think it's Jaime that they're talking about, but actually it could be Tyrion. It doesn't really make sense that it's only that one person. So there's a whole load of wee kind of clues that we've got, but you can make anything from. So I don't know. I actually don't think I want to know, and I don't.
I definitely don't want to know, but
no, but I don't think I want to have a really concrete theory either.
Alright, okay.
Or a hope even.
Yeah.
want it to-
I definitely-
Because
Well, I hope for what
I
happened.
want every single episode to surprise me the way that all the other episodes did.
Aye, I think that's speaking.
And
I totally agree with
And
that.
I think I do think that's what they're going to do, and especially when you hear the actors talking about when they read the script and the reaction that they had just reading the script. Imagine what we're going to see as a visual is just going to blow us away. I think.
I mean, I love Daenerys. I think Daenerys she's a good person.
Yeah.
I like happy endings. I want to see her on the throne. I like her very much. I even liked her in Solo. I thought that was funnier.
I was just like, that isn't a link to Star Wars, is it? I mean,
Well, I was trying that.
we can use that.
Yeah, no, I didn't actually think we were trying to wedge that in there.
I just thought
I
that.
know, Star Wars.
I know.
I thought I mean,
and we
okay,
could actually go into Star Wars.
No, we're finishing Game of Thrones.
The only thing about that is that, and just to quickly comment on what you just said there, is I think she was terrible. Well, she was terrible.
She
So
was
that's
shocking,
fine.
so
She was also shocked at the Terminator film that she did as well. But
I don't think she's a movie actress. I think she's a TV actress. I think she's
But
big
she's
on
so
the TV
perfect
screen.
in that role, though.
yeah,
she's
she's
big on the
perfect in that
TV
role.
screen,
But the
she's
thing is, though, is it
lost
because
it.
she is that character now?
It's the only way we can perceive the character.
And it may well be that she's maybe not that bad an actress in other roles. It's just that we keep seeing her as Daenerys.
Daenerys. I didn't see her as Daenerys in Solo, to be honest. I just thought she was a pretty poor actress in Solo.
Oh, no, this is shocking.
Although it was, she got better the more often I watched it. I didn't think she was as. The first time
It's
I saw
that
it,
first
it was,
10-15 minutes of the film is just.
I know.
It actually has made me switch off on a second watching, thinking that I can't watch this. Everybody happy with what we've discussed about Game of Thrones? You got anything else to add? You want to?
I think we can do a synopsis at the end where we
Okay,
say
okay.
what we're looking forward to the most.
Right, okay, let's move on.
Yeah,
Half an hour for each one seems
Okay.
good. Nobody's
So-
going to sit through an hour and a half of this, for
So-
goodness sakes, 10 minutes each.
So,
Go away and watch a film, what are you doing?
do we want to even talk about Solo as a
well-
segue into
Oh,
Star Wars?
well, we have to, because I've got a theory about that as well.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Oh,
Right, so kick it off again and we'll say, right, okay, so we're talking about...
It is recording anyway.
Is it? Right.
Aye.
So David, we're talking about Star Wars then.
good.
You want to move on?
Moving on.
So, are we as excited about... We all love Star Wars, obviously, but are we as excited about Star Wars as we are about Game of Thrones? Hands up if you're more excited about Star Wars than Game of Thrones.
But my problem is this is March.
I know.
Yeah.
So once Game of Thrones is over...
Star Wars is still 9 months away.
I know.
I think they've either played a very clever hand with this, and they're waiting until Endgame is gone and Game of Thrones is, because I think there's going to be a lot of genre fans who are thinking exactly the same way we're thinking.
Yes.
And maybe they're saying, let's wait until that's all out the way, and then we'll hit them with the trailer, then we'll hit them with the name, then we'll start to build up the excitement. I think they messed up massively by putting Solo out 3 months after
Aye.
the Last Jedi. I think that was a big mistake.
Especially one that was so divisive. I mean, it wasn't a whole a Star Wars film that everybody loved, but lots of people loved it.
But the Last Jedi was divisive. amongst
That's
fans.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then putting it, I don't know why they didn't just go, well, you know what, it is what it is, and leave Solo till Christmas.
Aye, that for me
It would have made much more sense. I think Solo didn't have the chance it was supposed
It would
to.
have
Steve, you're itching to say you're going to bring in with some wisdom here.
No, I don't have any wisdom to give actually. I mean, I think Alan and I have spoken about this a few times about the sort of Star Wars fatigue that we've certainly found in recent years, is that there was a bombardment. So I think, going back to what you said, I think you're right, is that they're possibly playing this really, really cleverly, that they don't want to release something too early that starts to build up a momentum. But there's also that element of, as a fan, I want to see something.
Right.
I want to have some sort of knowledge. But I don't know if I want that knowledge, because I'm thinking the rumours that J.J. Abrams has wiped some of the Last Jedi, some of the things that happened in the Last Jedi have been wiped off the canon.
Can't do that.
I don't think they can do that.
I don't think
but,
that's possible either.
but Hamill's supposedly filmed scenes.
Alright, he's definitely in it, obviously, but is he a ghost or is he...
I even read that Harrison Ford did film scenes.
Aye.
So I don't know if that's true either.
Do you watch Mike Zero's channel?
No.
He's clickbait Star Wars guy.
Okay.
And it's always got stuff like that. Every day it's like, oh, massive news, and then you click on it and it's just like, no, it's not massive news. But it's always, every single day.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to unsubscribe because it keeps flashing things up. So I figured you'd probably seen it because one of the things he flags up is Harrison Ford's on the new one.
Right.
So, but I hope it's not.
I would be
that could be a
surprised.
flashback
I mean,
of some sort.
Right.
Or
Harrison Ford was pretty clear that he didn't want to be in anymore.
Yeah. Well, supposedly that was a contractual thing.
Yeah.
He says, I'll come back for that one movie, but you need to kill me.
Aye.
He didn't even want to be in Return of the Jedi.
No.
Empire Strikes Back's the same, is it not?
Well, I think he
Was it
wanted to
Empire?
die then. They left the Empire ambiguous because he could have died in the
Right.
carbonate.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know. But you're right, fatigue. I think what you're saying is true. I think Disney are savvy enough to know. Do you know people like Star Wars also like Game of Thrones by and large,
Yeah.
and that needs to be out of the way. And people like Star Wars by and large like superhero films, so that needs to be out of the way. But I think that's when the trailer will drop. I think the trailer will drop with Endgame.
Endgame.
Aye, and it guarantees Endgame will be a big hit as if it wasn't going to be anyway. But you know,
Yeah.
I think that would make sense.
Well, they're not all Disney. And why wouldn't they do that?
I know.
It would be a surprise, but not a surprise.
I know.
Um,
But it pains me to say it because like Star Wars has been a big part of my life for 40 plus years. Right? Game of Thrones has been part of my life for about 5.
yeah, but you're not throwing away Star Wars.
No, I'm not throwing it away. But I'm just saying something that has been such a massive part of my existence.
But as Steve says, you're not being fed anything to get you excited.
Oh no, exactly.
And I you know what, it bugs me. See these rumours, partly because about a year and a half before episode 7, whose name escapes me.
Force
Tell us.
The Force Awakens, thank you. About a year and a half before The Force Awakens, I read somewhere that Han Solo was going to get killed,
Right.
and I tried to put it out of my head for 18 months, and I couldn't.
Right, okay.
And I'm so upset because I really wanted that to be a shock.
It was a shock to me. I never knew it was happening.
And
I never knew that was going to happen in the film
See, I'm
until
so
about
jealous.
2 seconds before it happened, and I thought,
you realise?
oh,
As soon as he walks out in one of these things, it's
Yeah.
like a handrail.
Yeah.
It's never going to end well.
So wanted that to be the case for me.
I remember sitting and I'm not proud of it, but I sat with massive tears welling in my eyes, and I actually like a kind of intake of breath, and I was sitting with the guys from the band that was in at the time. We all went together, and I remember sitting thinking,
Be cool.
I'm actually going to burst into tears in front of everybody here, and this is going to be pretty embarrassing. And I'm sitting going, and that kind of it was pretty shocking.
So did you actually weep? Yeah.
When he
Went off the
just
head.
his face, and when he touches Ben's face with his hand, and then
Aye, off he
goes
goes.
off the side, I'm thinking, you've just killed the most iconic hero of my life. That's what Han Solo was to me. I mean, I never wanted to be Luke Skywalker when you were playing Star Wars
I don't
when
do
you
that.
were young.
No.
Everybody wanted to be Han Solo because
I
he
know.
was so bloody cool,
I know he really was.
and they killed him.
I know.
The problem I've got with that is that they killed him without having Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, and Han Solo in the one shot in the new film. Do it at the very beginning. I don't care how you do it. Do it at the very beginning, and then kill whoever you like after that. But they've
To bring them back together.
they've just not done that,
I know.
and that's what this whole trilogy's missing. And so much so, do you follow Mark Hamill on Twitter or anything?
I don't.
But he posted a photo the other day, and it was him and Harrison Ford, a photo, like a really old photo, and the two of them sort of hugging each other at some, probably a convention or something. And Mark Hamill's comment is the reunion that should have happened on film, and he says that himself. And it, you know, it's such a shame that doesn't exist,
I know.
especially now that Carrie Fisher's no longer with us, and they just can't even do that, no matter what they want to do.
And the closest you get is that kind of keychain kind of dice thing that nobody cared about
Yeah.
40 years ago, and suddenly it becomes
Suddenly
massively
becomes-
important. I know.
That really bugs you.
Aye, it
That's-
does.
that irritated you.
We've been here before, actually. So.
Because we've seen Chewie hitting his head off him.
I know exactly, but talking about Solo, because they made a big deal of it. He gets his like speeder, and he's like, "Oh, I'll just hang these up because these are really important."
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, "Oh, I don't like that." They shoehorned it in.
Yeah.
But you're right though. Solo, David and I agree. I think that Solo's a nice wee film. It doesn't deserve to be slated the way it was. I think there was a lot of hate on it because it just came right on the back of one that people were divided on.
Well, so much so though And I've tried to watch Solo a couple of times afterwards. I bought it.
Eh?
I've got it, as I do with every Star Wars bleeding film. I've got it on Blu-ray or whatever.
There's only 10 of them, it's not that.
And I've watched it and
I think it stands up pretty well on the telly. Was Daniel loved it, or what was one of your sons absolutely adored it?
Oh, Calvin
Calvin
thinks it's
loved it,
amazing.
yeah, Calvin,
absolutely, completely adores it.
aye.
I don't know. I find it a bit troublesome. There's a lot of kind of trouble.
Bring the trouble.
parts in it. Well, I mean, put it this way. It's actually made me think. The end of this trilogy, Episode 9. I'll be happy if there's never another Star Wars film made.
Oh, aye.
Mainly because I don't want it to be ruined. I don't want all of the love that I've got to be ruined now.
Really?
Because
you don't want an Obi-Wan film from between...
I don't think I do, no. I actually didn't think Ewan McGregor was that great as Obi-Wan in the prequels. He kind of irritated me, actually.
I thought he was really good. I thought he was one of the best things.
No, the only thing that they could do, if they done what they did with Tarkin, and they got an actor to play him and put Alec Guinness's face over them and made someone act the way Alec Guinness can act, then that's the only way I would want to see it.
I don't think I would buy that.
Yeah.
No,
but I don't think Ewan McGregor is actually. I mean, all the internet's full of internet memes of him just hello there. I mean, it's just such a joke. He's just such a joke of a character now.
I know.
Because it's he kept losing his lightsaber and all that kind of stuff as well the whole way through those prequels. What's that all about?
That's not Ewan McGregor's fault as an actor.
I know it. But
to be fair,
it's
George Lucas's fault.
It's what they created.
you're right. It was one of the best things in the
Obi-Wan.
prequels, but it's actually not saying much. You know what I mean? It still wasn't brilliant,
fair.
but I think Ewan did his best with what he could, given what he was told. But okay, so here's a question for you. You're worried that Star Wars will be ruined. So we're unanimous. Classic Star Wars, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. Right. Beyond reproach. Okay.
Yep.
If I could say
the
to you
best
now-
films in my lifetime.
if, like, Captain Marvel or Thanos or Captain America, we could go back in time and they didn't make any prequels, would you say prequels or no prequels?
I'd still take the prequels.
You still take them?
Yeah.
Dude?
That's a good question. I don't know, actually.
I'd say no prequels.
Maybe not.
I don't think they brought a lot to the table.
Maybe not.
So-
The sequels have brought a lot more than the prequels did, for sure.
That's what I agree.
For sure. Would I want the prequels? I'd want some of it. I quite liked bits of Revenge of the Sith, particularly.
There's a few.
I liked.
bits.
There was some nice surprises in there when Vader came earlier than we expected him to and had a wee bit of dialogue. That was nice. I liked that. I liked. Well, I was going to say I liked the Luke and Leia, but I didn't like the birth scene. I didn't like Padme dying because she was so heartbroken.
Doesn't really make sense.
No, really. No, there was
To be honest,
didn't make sense.
I might be wrong, but that seemed to me that was a late rewrite to make it suitable for a younger audience. I think it should have been that
Vader killed her?
Anakin
Anakin
or
killed her.
Vader
He
killed her.
did like a force choke
Yeah.
thing on her, didn't he?
Kill
then-
her at that point.
then-
Think he's just stunned her or whatever, but it turns out you actually killed her.
And they have the babies by C-section, by sort of
Yeah.
that kind of nursery droid thing.
That would be a lot darker, and
It would.
It'd be more in keeping.
It would be more in keeping with what we want from what we like to see from Vader.
The
End of
pure
Rogue
evil
One.
Vader.
I mean, Rogue One itself, that is a fantastic
I
film
love
as
Rogue
well.
One.
I love what they've done there,
I know.
and that's because they were allowed to make it a little bit more adult.
I know.
And that was it toned back to. They said that they didn't want it to be Saving Private Ryan.
Imagine
They had to do all these reshoots.
So
there's a thing for you, Steve. You've just said that you would be possibly happy at the end of Episode 9
Yep.
to never have another Star Wars film.
Yes.
But then you might get another Rogue One. You might find an Obi-Wan film or a Yoda film that completely blows your mind. Or is it because
Possibly.
that was so attached to to Episode 4, to the original Star Wars, and that's where it all started? Is it because Rogue One is so
there's a point then.
wrapped up in
Actually,
that?
maybe Rogue One worked for me because it didn't try to retell a story of a character that I already loved.
Yeah.
It was all brand new characters.
Yeah.
Really, if you think about it.
apart from Vader,
Apart from Vader, but for what he's in that,
Aye.
he is being Vader.
I know.
There's no doubt that he is Vader at
know.
that point. It's not like
They're not
they've
trying to
went,
rewrite him. Yeah.
oh let's see, he's going to be quite funny, and you know, that's what they've done with Solo.
Aye.
They kind of ruined Han Solo.
They
a wee bit
reclaimed
for me.
Vader though, didn't they? For me, they reclaimed Vader because Vader had been diluted with all the yippee and all that. And I was just like, oh goodness, this is like the ultimate baddie, and they tarnished him for me beyond repair. Seen him as a wee boy and seen him as a lovey teenager. Rogue One just utterly reclaimed him. That's Vader. See the bit where he boards the ship and it's like, it's all red and he just murders everybody. I love that bit. Yeah. Great. So I'm totally with you, man.
Yeah. So I don't think I'd be sorry to never see another Star Wars film if it involved a character that I loved. So Obi-Wan, I've got a real problem with if Ewan McGregor was to play that, I think, because I do think Alec Guinness came across as the best Obi-Wan that you could have.
Plus, I don't think his story would be interesting, because for all we know, he's been knocking about in a cave in Tatooine for 30 years, you know,
exactly.
Or 17 years, however long. You know, it's just
just babysitting, that's pretty much all he done.
Chasing sand people.
Whereas the Mandalorian TV show,
Aye.
I don't know anything about it, but I'm excited about that.
Are you? I don't know. I'm not that bothered.
Don't know anything about that.
No.
I've only seen the
Just
one photo,
Jordan.
and I know that John Favreau's shot it all, and all the cinematography's done.
Oh, he's good. That's good.
So, yeah, so he's been commissioned with that, and it's all filmed, and it's all ready to go. When we're going to get it, I don't know, because this Disney streaming service, it launches in America, but we don't get it over here. So I don't know when we'll actually pick it up, or who will be actually broadcasting it here.
Back turns. Sorry.
I'll be in the dark side of the web again.
back in the dark web again. But that's another conversation that Netflix and Amazon Prime and all these companies all need to get their heads together so that they can share all the programs, so that you can just pay one subscription. See the way that you can do with Spotify and Amazon Music and Apple Music, you can pretty much get any album. Pretty much, if it's on a streaming service, you can get it whatever one you want to pay, and you only pay one subscription. Yeah, that's another conversation.
Oh, for another time.
But I think Netflix and Amazon and all these Hulu and all that kind of stuff all need to just have an agreement that they can share things, and you go whatever service you want to go with.
That's an interesting theory. At the moment, I'm paying for Netflix and Amazon Prime.
Yeah, exactly.
And shouldn't be paying for Now TV.
That's exactly my point. And then, not that anybody would probably want to watch it, but BBC and ITV are starting their own streaming service.
I know. Britflix or something it's called, isn't it? It's just like,
forget
it. I know, we watch Coronation Street, yeehaw.
I've got iPlayer because I pay my TV licence and it's free anyway, so why?
I never watch ITV unless it's football. It's just like...
so I don't know. But that's another conversation to have, but
I've discovered so we're not talking an awful lot about episode 9.
No,
because we have nothing to talk about.
No, we have, but I was going to move on to predictions then.
Okay.
So, where do you think it's going to go? See, it all comes round to Amelia Clark. If Amelia Clark ever watches this, I think you're wonderful. But it's... Sorry. I thought you were great, so... I think... Okay, let me just throw this...
You liar.
Okay, do you think that Kira is Rey's mother? Or has that even crossed your mind?
Oh, it's crossed my mind. It crossed my mind from...
Immediately?
As soon as I finished watching Solo the first time.
Yes.
I'm not sure I care.
Not sure you care, really?
I don't know if I care
okay.
about that. I don't know.
I think that's the problem. I don't want to sound like a typical Star Wars fanboy where you just pick on Rian or Ryan Johnson, whatever way you want to pronounce it, where everybody says he just ruined the whole thing for everybody. But he kind of, in a way, he kind of did. There's a lot of things that are wrong with The Last Jedi. I love it as a film. If it didn't have so much that kind of took The Force Awakens and then sort of ripped all the pages up of Force Awakens script and said, oh, we're just completely forgetting that, I could forgive him if it was a standalone movie. But the fact that it does go so far away from The Force Awakens, all those things, all those foundations were set.
All the questions about who Snoke was.
All these things happen in The Last Jedi, and you think, how are they going to make a third film for
this? The thing that really annoyed me though, the end of it is almost as if he resolves it.
With the wee boy with the
wee boy, and therefore it's all going to be happy because the Force is like awakening loads of people. That's it. No, a middle film has got to be a cliffhanger, and it wasn't.
Yeah, you're right.
So that really annoys me. But yeah, continue, Stephen. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, so I mean, I just don't understand how they'll sort of tie that up, and I think it makes it more difficult for us to even make a prediction about what will happen in episode 9, because Rey's already a Jedi, according to Yoda. According to Luke, he tells Ben Solo, Kylo Ren, that she's already a Jedi, because that's the line he says, once I've destroyed you, that'll be the last of the Jedi, and all that kind of stuff, and he says, everything you've just said is wrong. We don't have Luke Skywalker to save the day, so it has to be Rey that does that. So we know that that's going to happen somewhere. But
see, I don't necessarily think that's the case, because I think Rey's on a journey from good, and she dipped her toe in evil in the last film. And Kylo Ren's on a journey from evil. She did, I think. They went down that big hole, and Luke told her to go there and all that, and then she was in the mirror.
But that was that to me. That's the same as Luke going into the cave.
Very much so.
Empire Strikes Back.
Very much so. But she was,
he had to do that to see what would happen.
But he was meant to go in there. That was part of his training. That was a disobedient act. In my recollection, it was. I think we told him.
I thought that was a disobedient act on his part.
I thought it was too. Yeah.
I think so.
He also says to him, if you go in there, you'll find no answers that you'll like or something. I can't remember that. I'm paraphrasing what he says.
Don't you think though he had to go in there as part of his education? Because he says whatever you take in.
Well, I think that's what he tells Rey. The reason she's not to go in there is part of her education. It's almost that kind of you go in there and you'll learn.
Aye. Well, I take that to be that she was dipping her toe in the dark side, because Luke actually says, "Excuse me, oh, darkness, you went straight to the darkness," whereas he kind of flirted with it. She was just like right there, so she was drawn to it. So I think she's on a journey from good, she's dabbling with darkness. Kylo Ren, Ben Solo, whatever, is darkness, and he's, like the moment where he was going to blast Leia and he didn't, he pulled off, so there's clearly still good in him. And then he looked like he was upset because somebody else blew her up. So he's on a journey the other way. And in the last film, they kind of met. They almost formed an alliance. Well, they did for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And then you thought, wait a minute, this is where their paths cross. But I think she's still on a path towards darkness, and he's still on a path towards good. So I don't necessarily think Rey is the saviour.
That would upset me greatly.
You think so?
Yeah. I like happy.
It is a bit obvious, though, isn't it? If you think about it, that is the obvious.
I know, it's like Rey's
going towards the ending, yeah. But do they make it like a Game of Thrones ending where you just don't know what's going to happen?
I hope so. I'd love Star Wars to be a surprise. When Star Wars has got to be a surprise for me. Because you're right, when we were kids, we had to wait literally years between episodes, and we had no means of. We didn't have any theories. You know what I mean? You didn't have hundreds of people predicting it.
No.
You waited till you saw it, and then you didn't see it again until it was on the telly. If you're lucky, you saw it in video a couple of years later.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before, but now it's like everybody analyses every frame. Oh, did you spot that?
You made up your own endings with your toys.
I know, exactly. I know. So
and now look at us, we're recording videos.
I know, we're actually sitting on a table in front of a camera. I used to do this in the playground.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm trying to think what I want from that. So, I honestly don't know. I cannot work out what I want to see. I want Luke back. I don't know.
Are you happy with him being a Force ghost?
No, not particularly.
I want him back, but I think they can't undo that, because they did say Rey's talking to Leia. It's like, oh, he's gone. He's really gone. And she's like, oh, I felt it too.
But like, when does Luke get to have an epic lightsaber battle?
I know, he had this fake one where he was just like in a hologram thing.
It's not but I want to see Luke. I want to see the epic battle.
But
it's not.
If this is always defined as the Skywalker saga. If this is the resolution of the Skywalker saga, Anakin's got to be in it in some shape or form. Whether it's Hayden Christensen as a Force ghost or somebody that looks like Sebastian Shaw as a Force ghost, there's got to be some resolution, because it's his story, and they've hardly mentioned him up until now. I think so, no?
They failed to mention him at all, really.
Oh well, obviously the helmet and all that, and
about his
Kylo
grandfather
Ren,
and stuff.
he's kind of praying to him, isn't he? He's like, oh, grandfather, show me the way and all that.
The Skywalker saga surely is about the dynasty.
It's the family rather than the individual.
I think it's the dynasty. So it is. It's Anakin and Luke.
So does that mean it's Leia that finishes it?
Well, she's the only Skywalker left.
Yeah.
But Rey might be a Skywalker. I don't think she is. I think. Okay, I'll throw this in. Kira, I think, is Rey's mother. And even though he's not got John Thomas, I think Darth Maul might be her father. I don't know how that's going to work. Because clearly at the end of Solo, Kira.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, in the original script, the rough draft, Rey was called Kira, but with a K, and she's Kira with a Q. So there are similarities and parallels there. Plus, they've obviously got dark hair in their English, so therefore they must be related. But at the end, when you find out that Kira is actually a baddie and she's in cahoots with Darth Maul, they look like they're actually quite close. But as I say, the equipment's not there, is it? Unless, I don't know. Plus, Rey's not got a pointy head, and she's not.
Equipment's not there because you get cut in half.
You cut off at the waist. So.
Sorry, I was just thinking that how you made that
But
happen.
he's a Zabrak, isn't he? Is he a Zabrak? You don't know what species
I don't
Maul
know
is?
what
I
that
think Maul is a Zabrak.
And how do you know where their reproductive organs are kept?
Exactly. So, could be the. Anyway.
That's a new name to me.
It's a different.
He's a Zabrak.
Can I make a horn joke?
It's too obvious. It's too obvious. No, I don't know. I saw that one coming. But anyway, Rey doesn't have a lumpy head, and she's not red. But she is English and she's got dark hair.
So could Han Solo be her father?
No.
Why not?
Because he's clearly disaffected with Kira. But I think when Han Solo meets her in The Force Awakens, he's like, oh, you're familiar. But he's not familiar because they're related. He's familiar because you look and sound like somebody I used to know. Pardon?
Also, there's no Force history there, is there?
No.
Maul,
Well, there is with her.
Maul's obviously full of
Because
Force.
she's obviously...
Well, she does.
She's a fighter, isn't she?
She's a fighter, but it's not
Yeah,
a
but
Force.
it's not
It's
Force.
the Terras Cassie.
But no, I'm saying if Rey was Solo and Kira, that doesn't make sense that Rey has the Force ability because it's not. There's no. I mean, unless it just randomly pops up
But,
in a Harry Potter-esque kind of way.
Oh, midichlorians? No,
Midichlorians.
But no, obviously.
Well, is that why
Maul must have been
why
full
there's
of
a
Force?
significant element with the wee boy at the very end of the Last Jedi who has the Force and
It just materialises every couple hundred
does
years.
it? I don't know.
Who knows? Don't know.
Maybe it does.
Right. Tell you the Star Wars knowledge and all that.
Right, so Alan's talking about a Zabrak, and that's what Darth Maul is, a Zabrak. And now I didn't recognise that. It's because I know them as Eridonians.
Oh, right.
Which is the
potato
they're also
potato.
known as an Eridonian.
Perfectly.
Does it explain where their bits and bobs are?
Came from an
Their reproductive organs are in their horns.
Does it actually say that?
No, it doesn't say that at all.
Oh, right, okay. So anyway, so maybe he's not our father. Unless it was
don't
by...
think someone went to Naboo and found his bottom and used it. I don't know.
Are we doing that by Cole?
Aye.
Obi-Wan!
Found his bottom half.
found his
and,
bottom.
Found his
You've got
bottom half.
kids.
Found-
aye.
yes.
And,
It's just
and
Darth
used it.
Maul's bottom. Big spiky bit.
So there you go. We never know.
I know, John,
I
I
would
know.
imagine.
What happened
We're
to
going
Liam
down
Neeson
a really,
anyway?
really dark
How
path
come
here.
Liam Neeson didn't come back as a Force Ghost anyway? What's that all about?
It was a contractual thing.
It wasn't very good.
But he did
He
come back
taught
as
the
a
rest.
Force
He taught the rest. He'd come back to Yoda. He came back. Yoda
Yeah.
says, "One that has recently passed has learned the ways." And
Oh, I told him about it, it's just off camera.
But his voice is in Attack of the Clones.
His
As a Force Ghost.
His voice when?
When he's Anakin's killing all the Sand People and you hear him shout, "Anakin, no!"
Alright.
That is Qui-Gon Jinn, and it's confirmed in the book. If you read the book, it tells you.
Okay.
But it's definitely Qui-Gon Jinn as a Force Ghost shouting at him when he's slaughtering all the children. It wasn't just the men; it was the women and the children too.
I know.
Can I guess that? I think he killed a couple of dogs, I know, because he went to town on the whole village. Didn't he?
I know, he certainly did. So, to rewind a few minutes. Yes or no to the prequels if you could go back in time like Captain Marvel?
There's elements of it I still like.
It's a yes or no question, I'm sorry.
Yes,
Davis,
keep them.
Yeah, because my life would be poorer without them.
seriously?
Well, I don't think they're necessary,
Aye.
but
I'd say no. I don't think they bring a lot to the table. Okay, so
I'm not saying they do. I'm just saying my life would be poorer without them.
2 yeses and a no. So, if
We
we're in
would
this...
never have. If we didn't have the prequels, we would never have Darth Maul.
True. Or Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon was cool.
Qui-Gon was
I
cool.
didn't like Qui-Gon. Do you know the only thing I like?
And I mean, Jar Jar Binks, my favourite.
The only thing I like in the prequel.
Everybody loves him.
The only person involved in the prequel that raised his game, I think, was John Williams. See, the first one special.
Have you ever seen the video where it tells you what the words are? And it's just made up like... No, it's like... Baked beans, baked beans, baked beans. All that kind of stuff. Buckfast. I don't know what it is, Buckfast. It's a whole load of kind of weird, random words, but it's very funny.
But when I listen to Star Wars music, I quite often go to episode 1 because it's great. It's really good.
Yeah.
So John Williams, right up there.
Also, it's pretty. They can't get away from the cinematography. Is pretty.
It's pretty like a cartoon.
Cityscapes.
Yeah.
It's not like Mary Poppins. It's just like people walking.
It's pretty. That's what I'm saying.
The thing was,
it's
I did
pleasing.
see the original trailer from the Phantom Menace on Facebook or whatever the other day because it's 20 years.
I must be old.
I think that's crazy.
That's insane.
20 years.
20 years since
99,
you turned up at my house dressed as Obi-Wan.
I know. And had a beard. And at that
grown
point,
a
nobody
beard
had beards. It's like
I grew a beard and painted it white.
And in the 1990s, it's just like, yeah, the guy's got a beard. And now absolutely everybody's got a beard. I was ahead of the curve.
No.
So, yes, no.
We're going to cut to a wee bit of that video footage so you can see Alan's beard.
Oh, 20.
And Anna's
Anna's
cinnamon bun
cinnamon buns. That was
yeah,
I know.
so
When
we'll
I
cut
started-
You don't need to paint it white.
I know.
Sorry, that was unnecessary.
That's brilliant. But then, okay, so in this time, just rewind a few years, Disneyfication of Star Wars, yes or no? Do you approve of what we've seen so far?
yes, because if we didn't have that, we wouldn't have Rogue One.
Exactly.
So,
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
You
no,
know,
undoubtedly.
We also wouldn't have The Force Awakens. I think The Force Awakens is a film that's a fantastic Star Wars film.
We
So,
wouldn't
it
have got
just-
rid of George Lucas, and George Lucas did bad things.
True.
but I do think we're missing them to a certain extent. I think some advisory capacity would be good.
Okay, I'm sticking my neck out here. J.J. Abrams, I think, is an amazing filmmaker
Yes.
and storyteller.
Yeah.
I think what he did with The Force Awakens rescued Star Wars universe from the prequels. I don't want to go on about, but he did the same thing with the monster movie in Cloverfield. He did the same thing with Star Trek. The original reboot of Star Trek is a phenomenally good film. He's made brilliant TV as well. I think it's him that's missing in
In
The
Last
Force
Jedi.
Awakens, in The Last Jedi, sorry, yeah. I think it's him. I think it's his influence
No,
as a
definitely.
storyteller.
I definitely
think
agree.
that's...
And I think Lucasfilm realised that, and that's why they brought him back for the last one.
Right.
Because I think that they realised that there was a mistake made.
Because it was meant to be Colin Trevorrow, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He
So-
did Jurassic World.
So I want his vision for it because I trust him as a fan and as a storyteller and as a really competent filmmaker.
And as a scriptwriter as well, he's written the script for The Force Awakens. Someone had to approve the Last Jedi script. Someone at Lucasfilm
But
had
he was
to approve
executive
that.
producer, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So what does that actually mean?
So someone there has to know how Episode 9 is going to go.
Aye.
And it must fit. It has to fit. We know there's a film coming, so it's got to fit in some way, but I don't know how. I think that's the problem.
Aye,
we've
but
got.
the bits that we're uncomfortable
And
with in The Last Jedi, it would be nice if this next film, whatever it may be called, kind of qualifies them. Therefore,
That's what I mean. We might actually, at the very end of Episode 9, we might say Episode 8 actually makes so much sense.
Now-
It might be like going back to Captain America.
Exactly.
Now I've seen all the rest
Aye,
of
after,
the
10
MCU
years or
stuff. I watched Captain America, the original one, first Avenger, and I go, this is really good.
I know.
But at the time I thought, oh, this is really
I
bad.
know. So do you know what I hope's happened, right? I'm trying to figure out in my head how I would fix it. By and large, I thought The Last Jedi was quite good, but there are bits I really don't like. But that bit we spoke about earlier, where Ray going,
Yeah.
right? Now Luke dissolved at the end somewhere. You assume he's dead, or at least a Force ghost. I'd love the new film to start with Luke in that room. So he's there wherever that dimension is, right? And therefore it would qualify why did they even bother putting in The Last Jedi? And so if we could find out what that is, and Rey had visited it but she managed to get out of it, then Luke somehow gets out of it, and he explains where she actually went. I think that would tie the two things together nicely, because that's one bit that kind of jars with me, because you thought you were going to find out who her parentage was and you didn't. It was just
I
annoying.
also don't think that was. I think that was a red herring about our parents being Junkers.
I do so.
Yeah, they were of no importance.
Yeah, because they were important. One of them was Kira, and the other one was Darth Maul. They're massive importance.
But there's definitely some sort of importance, and we don't think that they did die on. Total mind blank about the planet. Where was she staying?
Jakku?
Jakku.
What's wrong with you, man?
I know. I'm just
Off the boil.
But she, when you see her vision as a child, and it's the Simon Pegg character, the big Unkar Plut.
I give you 4 portions.
So you see him holding her arm when she tried to run to the ship, but you see a ship take off. That to me says that someone was in that ship who took off, and that's her parents. It's not that they were junkers and they died on the planet and whatever. So we've seen that. So there has to be a part of a story to that, surely.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree.
So, but I don't know who they are. I don't know if it would be Kira. I think that would be a weird way of segueing in a character to a film like that to paint that
You don't
picture.
buy it? So
I don't buy it.
That's the way I think it was going to go.
I'll tell you why I don't buy it, because I think Solo is meant to be this standalone film. I don't think it's meant to fit.
It wasn't. It was
into
meant to be
the
one
canon.
of 3 in the bin the other 2.
Yeah, I'm not buying it.
So how do you think it's going to go? You don't want to think how it's going to go?
I don't know.
Or you don't want to know?
I don't want to know, and I avoided spoilers for The Force Awakens. Sorry, for The Last Jedi. I'm so confused to the point where I hadn't seen a trailer. I wouldn't even watch a trailer before I went at midnight, because I'd been so hurt by having read a spoiler before the Force Awakens. I'm a bit more ambivalent this time, but yeah, I'll watch a trailer. I'm not buying into all the kind of the theories. So I'm probably not the best person to ask.
But
I'd love to know what the name would be. I'm thinking the final countdown. I don't know. I've got what. Could be anything. I don't.
John Williams.
Buckfast.
Okay, so, but if we're talking about Disneyfication of Star Wars, or something we've not considered.
Right.
So I think the films by and large have been a success. Ups and downs. There have been some high points. I think we would agree that Rogue One is the best. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
So I'd have here's mine. I'd have Rogue One, Force Awakens, Solo, The Last Jedi. How about that?
Okay, I wouldn't have that now.
No?
I'd say Force Awakens is top.
Right.
Rogue One is next. Last Jedi, and then Solo for me.
Okay, Dave.
I'm probably the same as you actually.
Right.
I'm probably Rogue One. Might be my favourite Star Wars film of all.
I think
with the possible exception of Empire. I don't know.
I know. It feels almost blasphemous to say that. You know,
it does. I know it does. But I think Rogue One is such a good film. I watched it several times since. It's really clever. It's really well put together.
Yeah.
And that the end. I remember watching it, and it was like being back to 1970s. I was actually 1978 when I saw Star Wars. But being that 7-year-old boy, just totally drawn into the film.
Yeah.
And I remember watching it, and when they're on the beach, and it occurred to me that I didn't know any of these people. Why do I not know any of these people?
But why do you care?
Why? It's like, why? These are really cool people. Why are they not? And I realised, they're all going to die.
Yeah.
And it was real desolation
Yeah.
in me.
It was a bit of the Game of Thrones thing.
Yeah.
People you
just-
didn't know.
And an element, I
This
suppose,
is
of
awesome.
an element of Rogue One that they did differently to The Force Awakens is that it wasn't a desert planet. It was a tropical planet with like palm trees and stuff. And I thought that was great because you've seen a different part of the universe again then.
You just wanted them all to chill and just kind of kick back for a while. You just looked like this job having unbongo.
But so that, I mean, The Force Awakens and Rogue One, they're probably on a parallel for me. I thought The Force Awakens actually is a sort of reboot of a new trilogy, and I thought it done a great job.
This will begin to put things right.
Yeah.
That's what
So and there's elements of that we still don't know answers to a lot of those things. Who's that man? That Max von?
He's the three-eyed raven, isn't he?
Yeah.
see where we've gone? Genius. Couldn't have rehearsed that.
Is he? Oh, he's not that character in Marvel, is he? No, he's not.
Oh, he must have been. Oh, he was Flash Gordon, wasn't he? But that's not Marvel. But he was.
He was
Ming the
Merciless, yeah.
Gordon's alive. Dispatch more rocket Ajax to bring back his body.
Yeah.
So, but the other thing about Disneyfication that we haven't talked about.
Okay. I'm just conscious of time.
Okay, well, let's.
We've got 6 minutes to wrap this shit up. Quick.
It's the theme parks.
Yes.
So, how excited are you about Galaxy's Edge?
I'm extremely excited, but I can't afford
Can't
to go
afford
at
to
the
go.
moment.
Galaxy's Edge, the built Star Wars.
It's never
It's not in your radar.
It's not.
When you walk, I mean, I'll admit, the first time I went to the only time I went to Florida, and we walked around the corner and I seen the castle, Disney Castle, I had tears in my eyes.
I know, me too.
And that was just the princess castle, and I thought I finally made it to Disney.
But imagine
if
it's
I
the
walk around the
Millennium
corner and
Falcon.
the Millennium Falcon's there,
And then you get to ride on it.
I mean,
would die.
there will be soilage.
I would die. Yeah. I know. I'm with you. I wouldn't.
I mean, proper
I can't allow myself to go there.
uncontrollable bladder and everything. It'll be.
I don't know when I'll ever go. It's still about a year away. I think the California one's in July and the Florida one's in October, November, but
Yeah.
I don't know when I'll get to go, but I'm so excited about that. And so, the nerdiest question of all time. If you had a chance to visit Galaxy's Edge just now for one day, or Area 51 for one day, what would you choose?
The Galaxy's Edge.
You too?
Area 51. Area 51's.
Is it rubbish, eh?
Well,
Is that old news? That's too
I don't-
1994.
Exactly. I mean, I've seen Independence Day. It's fine.
Truth is out there.
So, by and large, we're excited about Star Wars. But,
Yeah.
so, to recap.
I will be excited about Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm not at the moment, but I will allow myself to be, because I'll allow them to manipulate me. I'll allow them to take me there and tease me and excite me. And by the second week in December, I'll
Aye,
be
you-
absolutely
overwhelming.
buzzing. And
Yeah.
we'll have our tickets booked.
We will.
And I'll
We'll
be
be dressed
I'll
up.
be entirely
We'll be dressed
excited.
up.
And I might be dressed up.
So,
It wouldn't be the first time.
if this is an epilogue to what we're talking about, in terms of excitement at this moment in time, which is the 15th of March,
15th of March.
most excited about
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Second most excited about
Endgame for me.
Star Wars for me.
Star Wars for me.
No, I've nothing to get excited about at the moment.
Okay.
That might change if we see a trailer and stuff. That might change. In fact, it probably will.
But you're
change,
excited
as
about the
soon
theme
as I
park.
see the
You're more excited
Falcon
about
on.
the theme park than you are about the films.
Yeah.
There's something wrong there, isn't there?
Yeah.
But that only Disney could have done that.
Right. So we'll wrap up. Let's just finish. The only thing I want to say is Toy Story finishes this year.
I don't give a monkeys. Toy Story
Well, I've
finished.
got a really good theory about that.
okay.
Have I got enough time to talk about it? I might have enough time to talk about it. The theory that I've got, I don't know if I've told you this before, have I?
Bring it.
Right, so they're filming, they're finishing the Toy Story story. You've seen all 3 films, yeah?
Of course.
And in every film, the story has been about Andy, yeah? But Andy gave the toys away.
Yeah.
I think this film will be about Andy having a terminal illness.
Oh, for goodness sake. End on a high, why don't you?
But listen, and because it is meant to be so sad. I mean, Tom Hanks had to stop filming, he recording his voice parts because he couldn't cope with it. If he's got a terminal illness and the toys show that they can come to life to Andy before he dies, how amazing would that be as an ending?
You've broken my heart.
This
I actually broken my heart now. Just I don't
is
need to
over.
see it anymore.
This is over.
That's how I want it to be.
So there we go. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
I can't believe it. After like an hour and a half of joy. Ending that, that's just...
You'll need to drive home out. Because I can't.
But wouldn't that be an absolutely astonishing story ending?
If Game of Thrones was to mash up with Toy Story, yes, that would be great.
But we love these kind of
Pretty-
stories.
it's
We love
pretty
these
low-key.
kind of disasters.
It's pretty low key.
Oh man, no, surely not.
That's a low key ending.
Well, he finally sees them come to life, and he knows that they can speak and
You
all
know,
that.
you know that 3 seconds in Up that currently has the Pixar award
Yeah.
for the most traumatic
Yeah.
piece of cinema, where they're just sitting there in the hospital room and her head just goes like that.
Yeah.
You that whole idea is blown. That would blow that out of the water.
So on that
But
note,
Pixar can do that. They do it very well. So
you're gonna
that's-
wind this up. Everybody's killing themselves.
Yeah, sorry about that. Right, so thanks for watching. We'll see you next time, and we'll probably do another wee episode after.
We'll come back and we'll see if our predictions were correct.
Yeah, and we'll probably maybe
Maybe.
try and do something about
Kira
Game of Thrones
and
each
Darth Maul.
episode or something like that. I don't know. We'll see.
That's commitment.
Maybe not. That'd be great. Maybe the end of the end of the season. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Bye bye.
See you later.